These are the WNBA players who just made history with a unanimous vote that's about to completely transform women's professional basketball forever. After 17 months of intense negotiations that nearly sparked the league's first ever work stoppage, every single player voted yes on a deal that'll turn athletes who were making less than six figures into millionaires practically overnight. Here's what's truly wild about this situation. Aja Wilson, the best player on the planet right now, earned just over $1 million in her entire 8-year career. Let that land for a second. 8 years of pure dominance, 3 MVPs, 3 championships, and she made what some NBA bench players collect in a single month. That changes right now. Wilson is about to ink a supermax deal worth $1.4 million per year. Not per career, per year. The numbers tell a story that's almost hard to believe. The salary cap skyrockets from $1.5 million to $7 million overnight. A 367% increase. The supermax explodes from $249,000 to $1.4 million. But here's the stat that really puts it in perspective. The new minimum salary of $270,000 actually exceeds last year's maximum salary. Read that again. The worst paid player in 2026 will earn more than the best paid player made in 2025. The entire floor of this league just became someone else's ceiling. This story runs much deeper than money though. This is about respect, leverage, and a group of women who absolutely refused to back down when they knew their worth. The WNBPA said it plainly in their official statement. Too often, women have been told to be grateful for the opportunity. This union sees it differently. It is about knowing our worth and having the courage to demand more, not just for ourselves, but for those coming next. The journey to this moment was brutal. Players officially walked away from their previous deal in October 2024, right after the New York Liberty captured the championship. They were riding high on the league's massive success, but they weren't seeing it in their paychecks. Negotiations stretched on for over a year. Deadlines passed without resolution. In December, players voted almost unanimously to authorize a strike. They meant business. The final push unfolded at the Langham Hotel in Manhattan. 8 straight days of marathon negotiations, over 100 hours of face-to-face discussions. Nneka Ogwumike and Breanna Stewart showed up for every single hour, refusing to leave until they secured what their players deserved. The union brought their biggest stars: Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Elisha Clark, Brianna Turner. These weren't just symbolic representatives. These were superstars putting their careers on the line for every woman who comes after them. When that deal finally clicked at 3 a.m. on March 18th, something genuinely beautiful happened. After all those heated negotiations, both sides shared champagne in that conference room at the Langham. Caitlin Clark raised a glass alongside league officials and her union representatives, a quiet but powerful symbol of what had just changed. It was veteran Elisha Clark who captured the moment in words. "What we just accomplished is going to change the lives of so many players. Players like me are going to be the ones that feel it the most." And that's exactly what we set out to do. It was pure triumph. The new deal establishes the first comprehensive revenue sharing model in women's professional sports history. Players will receive nearly 20% of league revenue on average over the 7-year agreement. This isn't charity or the league being generous. This is players claiming their fair share of the billion-dollar business they built with their own hands. For the young stars entering the league, this transforms everything. The #1 draft pick will now earn $500,000 in their first year, compared to $78,831 this year. Caitlin Clark, who earned $76,535 as a rookie while becoming the face of the sport, jumps to $530,000 in 2026. Paige Buchers, projected to go first overall in this year's draft, will make more in one season than some veterans earned in their entire careers. The new epic provision might be the most brilliant part of this deal. If you're on a rookie contract and you make all WNBA first or second team, you can renegotiate immediately to max money, win MVP, and you get the supermax. No more watching generational talents get paid like interns while they pack arenas and drive ratings through the roof. Excellence gets rewarded on its own timeline now. Award bonuses got massive upgrades too. Win a championship, and that's $60,000 per player, up from $22,908. Make first team all WNBA, and you pocket $30,000 instead of $10,300. Win finals MVP, and your bonus jumps from $5,000 to $30,000. These aren't symbolic increases. This is real money recognizing real achievement. Even retired players players get taken care of. Anyone with at least 12 years of service receives a one-time $100,000 payment. The league is saying, we see what you gave, even when we couldn't pay you properly while you were giving it. One of the biggest wins might be the least flashy. Charter travel is now written into the CBA. Over $300 million will be spent making sure players travel like the professionals they are. No more commercial flights, no more arriving exhausted. This is basic dignity that took 30 years to achieve. Aja Wilson has been criminally underpaid her entire career. She took team-friendly deals to help the Aces build championships. Despite being the best player in the world, she made just $200,000 per year on her last extension. The Las Vegas Aces are ready to fix that immediately with a supermax deal. Brianna Stewart, who helped negotiate this deal while knowing it would directly benefit her, said it best. This deal is going to be transformational. It's going to build and help create a system where everybody is getting exactly what they deserve and more. The timing couldn't be better. Season 30 launches with 2 expansion teams, the Portland Fire and Toronto Tempo. The schedule expands from 44 games to potentially 52 games by 2029. Everything scales up together. Teams, games, salaries, and respect. This free agency period is going to be unlike anything the league has ever seen. Over 100 players are free agents because most avoided signing long-term deals, betting on this exact moment, and they were right to bet on themselves. What makes this moment remarkable is how it happened. The players didn't just ask nicely, they organized. They wore "pay us what you owe us" shirts at the All-Star game. They authorized a strike vote. They walked away from the table when the offers weren't good enough. They understood that sometimes you have to risk everything to get what you deserve. Alicia Clark nailed it. We opted out because what we were giving to this league and what we were getting back didn't match. You could feel the growth everywhere, but it wasn't showing up for the players the way it should, so we stayed with it until it did. The vote tells the whole story. Over 90% of players participated, and every single vote was yes, unanimous. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens when a deal is so obviously right that there's no question in anyone's mind. This CBA runs through 2032, but it's built to grow. By the final years of the deal, the salary cap could hit $11 million. Average salaries could exceed $1 million. The supermax could reach $2.4 million. This isn't just a new contract, it's a new era. The season tips off May 8th, and it's going to feel completely different. These aren't underpaid athletes grinding for exposure anymore. These are millionaire professionals who refuse to settle. And because they didn't, every woman who laces up in this league from here forward inherits something better. 30 years in the making, worth every single hour of those 100+ in that Manhattan hotel room.